some theory first that um, it seemed like it was intentional from the apps that I use. Um, Basically, it's saying that I need to pay the full version to get the best quality of my recording, but uh, I, I'm not sure about that. And the second theory is that I have my game sound too loud, so that uh, the game sound actually blocks my voice from being recorded. I don't know. That's also I'm not sure. And then the third theory that I have is that my phone was overheating and I was charging my phone, so maybe that happened. That caused the recording to not doing well as I expected. So yeah, for the recap, um, in the previous video we talked to the boatman over here, right? And then he wanted us to find his friend, but apparently his friend was already dead because he was attacked by bandits. And then uh, we and the boatman decided that we will avenge the bandit over here, which we succeeded. And then yeah, for the return, the boatman uh, willing to take us from Kandalaksa to Pelomors by water, because water is the only way to go there apparently. So yeah, and then in between episode, I did some crafting, resource gathering. I was out of clean water, right? So I need to make some. I did make clean water, which requires dirty water, and then the utensil is filter and saucepan and fire. I didn't have water filter, right? So I tried to make that, and this required a lot of stuff. One of them is glue or insulating tape. Although I can use my insulating tape, but I prefer using glue because it's cheaper material. But the issue was I didn't have glue, right? So I need to make glue first, which is this one, which I require either bones or fish, and I picked the fish one because it's cheap, easy to get, with the dirty water and the rags, which give us one bone glue per of this material. So I gathered that. So I crafted the bone glue, and then I crafted the water filter, and then I use the water filter to make clean water. And one of these only give me 20 water, clean water. So it was a pain kinda to get this clean water. But now I have clean water, and then I have some spare bone glue as well in my inventory. Let me show you this one. I have 26. So basically I gathered that amount of fish to make the bone glue and the water filter and so on. And then in the last episode, at the end I tried to say that I wanted to show the pin system in this game, which is this one. So I will explain to you why I pin this item in my inventory and what should not be pinned. First, let's actually take a look at the items that I pin. Excuse me. So the first one is I will sort by all and then by type. The first is um, Pepsi. This is actually great. It gives 30 energy per drink. I been two of these, so because it's actually 500 grams, which is heavy, right? So I don't want to overfill my inventory with that. And then energizing potion. This one is straight, just increase the energy. While this one also give water, and I pin two, I think, yes. And then this one is for the radiation, which I need. And then same red wine also. This one is for the super one because it increase water, also reduce 50 points of radiation, which is way too strong. I mean, it's a powerful drink. And then coffee and tea. This one is actually very light. Well, not very light. It's light, 30 grams, 10 grams each. So I put 10, pin 10 of these. Why? Because coffee gives you 60 energy, hot. I think the cold coffee then give about 50 or 55. I don't know. I forgot. Because this is like basically saving this energizing potion in the form of powder, so it weighs less, right? Well, this one is heavy, but this is instant, so always have this in your inventory. Same with tea, also just like coffee. You need to make the drink. It's light, that's why, and then it gives water, energy, and also radiation reduce. And then the next is the food. I pick pickled vegetable. This one is from searching the area. This is a powerful food. 75 food power, 50, and then negative minus 15 radiation point. And then the next is canned porridge and beef. So I this is actually not that great to be pinned, but just because this is very common in the wasteland, so I pinned this. Also, I can either eat it directly or cook it, which will give also water instead of food. And then honey. This is also a powerful food, not as powerful as pickled vegetable, but it gives 50 food and then minus 10 radiation point. Also, I pin two of these because it's heavy. It's 1 kilo per food per pickled vegetable. And then this one I pin five of these, and then the honey I put five too. And that's like the food. But also there's other food, but I don't have that at the moment in the my whole item. That's why there's like some jam, and I don't know, it's stew meat or something, which is also powerful, but I don't have, so I don't pin that. And then sugar and salt. This is very essential for cooking and also crafting. Sugar I pin 50 because it's light, and then this one too, the salt. And yeah, this is very essential. Make sure you have this pin. And then spices. This is actually not that necessary, but just because, so I pin 10 because 10 will be 100 grams, which is fine, I guess. And then sterile bandage. This is also essential if you get health issue or injury. You need to have this so that from the health menu usually you will be able to deal with the health. For example, wolf bit you, and then you need to cover the wound with the sterile bandage. So yeah, besides that, this also instantly give 10 HP. So for instance, I will apply one of these, and just like that my health is recovered by 10. Also, by the way, the stats actually overflow, so that you don't get wasted your stats, which is nice actually. I really love that. So for instance, if my HP was at 99, then I added 10, it means that it will be 109 instead of capped at 100. That's very good. And then alcohol, this is essential for crafting, but also uh, to make these diluted spirits with just one alcohol and one water to get this one. This one I used it for emergency radiation point removal minus 15, but at the expense of 10 health and 15 energy, which is not great choice, but that's why this is for emergency only. I didn't craft this directly, so yeah, I pin the alcohol form because this is needed for crafting. And then the next is the mats. I think the first is activated charcoal, which is useful for crafting. I think it's used for purifying water later on. And yeah, because all of these mats are light, I pick, yeah, pin 50 of these. And then this one painkiller, which has effect of reduce negative effect caused by injuries by for 24 hours. So I think it will reduce the effect. For instance, you got beaten, right? You lose health over time, and the amount is reduced. I think that's what it does. Next is healing salve. This is actually heavy. One is 100 grams, so I only pin 10. This is instant 25 health, but also used in health issue. For instance, again, when a wolf bit you and you got severe uh, injury, combat injury, you might need some of this healing salve to recover it. Next is Lydiaside. This is also light, so I pin 50. This is instant 150 energy. That's about it. And yeah, that's actually very powerful, more powerful than energizing potion. Um, Next is antibiotics, same as healing salve and painkiller. This is just meds. You can use it from the health tab, which is over here, just like the healing salve. I think this one cured your if you have food poison or um, what is that when you drink the dirty dysentery. This one, it will cure this. If you have that, again pin 10. Wait, why I pin 10? It's actually not that heavy. I think I can pin more than that. um I think I can pin like 25 actually, because um actually, you know what, 10 is fine. Okay, I will pin 10 because 10 times 10 is 100 gram. That's fine. Next is IR 190. uh I think IR is, I don't know. The R is probably radiation. I is, I don't know, irradiation. I don't know actually. This one is just straight minus 30 radiation point and light. So I also pin 50 of this. And then cigarette. This is actually a very good item to add to increase your energy instantly by 20, and then it increases the radiation point by 1. However, there is like a cap where you can get addicted to cigarettes, which you don't want, so you need to be careful for that. But I will mention about this cigarette addiction in the later videos. So yeah, basically this is very good and very light, so I pick 50. And then the bag which I wear, this is actually not pin. I just wear it, use it. And then gasoline I pin 1000 because you can really pin in between 1000 and 5000, and 5000 is too much, 5 kilograms. If I could, I would have pinned about 2500, because you need to make uh, torch, right? It needs this gasoline, and then some other stuff need gasoline as well. So yeah, because the game cannot do that, so it's one just pin 1000 or 1 kilogram worth of gasoline. The next is utensils, which is this one kitchen knife. I pin two, and then knife I pin two also, because they are light, right? 300 grams for two. This one is 250. And then also this one is useful for either combat and also crafting, which I always need. So it's a must to be pinned. And then rusted axe and axe. This is just I need this to open doors and then chop wood and etc etc. Also for combat, I pin one of each. And then rusted shovel. This is optional, but it's always great to pin one. It's heavy though, so be careful about that. You don't really need shovel anywhere. It's just to uncover the entrance of building, which you can always do with other items. And then crowbar, I pinned one because again heavy, but this one is more useful than rusted shovel, or shovel in general, because crowbar you need it to disassemble a lot of stuff like uh, cars, broken cars, and then disassemble broken oven or something to get the bricks, and then etc etc. And then rusted tool, this is very important to fix your uh, transportation. You need toolkit right here, this one tool or rusted tools. Always pin one of these, and then the next is hacksaw. This is the same as shovel, but actually this is the same as crowbar. You need it to uh, disassemble a lot of stuff. Also use it to open, to enter building. For example, like iron fence in the police station. And then the next is can. This is useful for crafting. Also it can be used to cook, if you don't have saucepan. um, I pin 25. Also I pin of one of all each of these. I pinned one. And then the saucepan I pinned two, because this is useful for cooking and stuff, and cleaning, making clean water also. So yeah, you always have to pin this. And then matches, this is to start fire. Always pin this. It's light, so I pick 25. And then lighter, this is another version of matches to open, to start fire. I pin 2 because again this is very light. And then torches I pin 1. This is for light to search in buildings. And then Dynamo Flashlight, this is actually great. You can repair this so that you can reuse it. Unlike torch, you need to craft one, and then this one you can repair using this item. So yeah, and then the next is homemade explosive. Also I pin one of these. Homemade explosive I pin 25 because this is useful to uncover the entrance of building. Like if there are some rubbles and you can enter that, you need to make put some homemade explosives. And then fishing rod, I actually found this while I search for fish in the previous in between episode this and the last one. This one is very useful to get fish from rotten using rotten bait like rotten meat, rotten vegetable, and then bread, etc. You can get caviar egg, which is powerful food but temporary, or it has expiration date, but still. Make sure to pin one of the fishing rod, the craftable one or this one you can find. The next is the weapon, which is I use right now is Makarov Handgun, and then I got this one from the boatman to avenge his brother or friend. I don't know. And yeah, I pinned one of these. This is I only have one, so I need to, look for this because this is very good weapon. It has 50 damage on average. And then F1 grenade. This is basically instant, uh, you know, instant kill for early game. And then it's done at the range of 3 by 3. So example, I put it over here and then the surrounding area will be affected by the stun also. So it's like crowd control. Just like that. But it's kinda heavy, so I only pin two. It is for emergency use only. And then the pistol ammo and then the shotgun round I put 50 each because why not? It's useful, right? Again for emergency if I have to use weapon. And then normal clothes I pin one uh, just because I don't actually need to pin this because I wear it, right. So yeah, this doesn't have to be pinned. And then dust mask I pin 5. This is actually a powerful mask. It reduced by 1 point, which you can craft here by using only 3 racks, which is great actually. It's better than not having any protection at all, right? And then the next is the respirator, which reduced 2 points. I pinned this by 2 because it's not that common in the wasteland, and you can craft it. You cannot craft it, so yeah, I only pin 2. And then sack. This doesn't have to be pinned. This is just for bag. Increase additional space by 10 kilo. And then flint, I pinned one, even though you can get flint everywhere basically, in the wasteland, in the building, wherever is that. It's very easy to find, but I pinned one just in case. I didn't have the energy to search, so I need this. This one is useful for crafting like weapon or to start fire with flint. I don't know what it's called. um, this one, flint and steel. Yeah, and then the next item is paper. This is essential for a lot of stuff actually, so you will need to pin most some of these. I pin 50. It's for crafting like ammo or making seeds and then etc etc. And then saltpeter and sulfur, it's I just pin 100 each just because it's for again crafting material, but I don't know, I it's actually useful, but I don't feel like pinning more than 100. I don't know, maybe I will pin more later on, I don't know. And then nail, wire, and screw and spring. Nail is useful for building, but it's heavy, the heaviest material for that, which is, so I pin only 25. And then this one wire is not as heavy, I pin 50. And then screw I pin 50 and spring I pin 50. uh, Nail for building, wire for building, also to repair stuff like fishing rod, I think vehicle too, I don't know, I forgot. Screw is for repairing this one, your pistol also need wire. And then the spring also I think used for I think to repair your weapon and stuff. And then insulating tape and bone glue. Tape is actually more useful than bone glue because vehicle you need to use tape. You cannot switch it with bone glue, so you need to reserve this tape. I pin 50. Also, it's light. And then the bone glue I only pin 25 because it's heavy, and it's a very useful item. It's essential items for crafting. In the replace of tape, you need to use glue to save your tape. And then rope is useful for crafting, also to get thread, which can be used to repair your clothes and stuff. Also thread, but the rope is actually heavy, so I only pin 2. And then the thread I pin 50 because it's light. And then racks, this is actually very heavy. You need a lot of these to craft, so I only pin 5. I don't really like pinning this and cloth because these are very heavy item. By heavy I mean you need a lot of this material, especially the racks. You need a lot of this, but you don't have enough space for them because they are too heavy if you pin a lot of these. And yeah, the next is machine oil. This one is for to repair your vehicle. You always want machine oil pins in your inventory. I pin 1000 because it's useful. You need you need lots of it, like racks, but this is very light, right? You need a lot of this, but also light. So pinning 1000 is fine. And then the bicycle spare parts. This is temporary for my bike because I'm using bike. So I pin 2 of this. Actually, the ideal is probably 5. I will put it at 5 because you will need to repair your bike, right? If your bike broke down and you're too heavy, can you can do anything, right? So yeah, always pin the spare part of vehicle that you are using. The next, I will use a motorcycle, and I will need motorcycle or motorbike spare part, and I will pin that here and unpin this back thing because I don't really need it anymore, right? And yeah, if you have car, then you need the auto spare part, be pin and unpin anything else. And yeah, that's about it for the inventory, my pin inventory for now. Um, and then to use it is basically just pick up all items in the ground and then drop all, and everything that you pin got pinned and not dropped to the ground. And with that, I have 38 out of 95 kilogram, which is 39%. So yeah, this is also useful to be pinned, but I don't like the look of this in my inventory. Like it just used the first 3 of these, which is kinda annoying. I mean, that's fine if you want. Actually, you have to pin this just in case you need your emergency item that you need. So you have this at any time, and it weighs nothing. It weighs 0 kilograms, 0 gram. So it's very useful. And then I didn't pin dirty water because again this can be obtained anywhere. And then moonshine, um, it's actually better to use moonshine to get alcohol than to drink it because you can drink wine, etc., or use medicine to remove your radiation point. And then like vodka too, I use this to craft alcohol, so I don't really pin this because I don't drink this directly. And then these are like rusk, and then dried fish and dried meat. I didn't pin this because it gives bad stats, 20 food in expense of 5 water. Actually this one is 10, this one is 15 and 20. Yeah, this inefficient. And then like buckwheat and rice grain, you need to cook it right. So it's not essential to be to be carried anywhere because you cannot eat it directly. You need to cook it, and it's not instant. The same goes as pasta. And then herb, this one I don't really pin because it has expiration date. And then this is the remaining gasoline and tools. Actually I can pin this one too, iron pot, but that's fine. I will just pin the rusted saucepan. And then these are again the rest of my item. Crossbow bolt is, I will pin this later on if I'm starting to use crossbow. And then firewood, this one is very heavy. Do not pin this at all early game because you can search for firewood anywhere basically. And then the coal too, this is actually very heavy. Do not pin this because it's heavy. And then the rest is the stuff that didn't get carried or pinned. And then for limb and poison, this one is for crafting but also to remove radiation, but the risk is food poisoning for 25%, which I don't want to risk that, so I didn't pin this at all. And the poison is just for mats, nothing else, so I also did not pin this because basically these are all useless, right? And then this is the auto spare part. I will pin this if I'm starting to use car or ride cars for vehicle. And yeah, and then dusty book and cooking recipe, this one is used to gain instant energy, but also the cooking recipe especially, this will unlock your cooking right here recipe. It will be refilled by random. And that's about it for the pinning explanation. And yeah, I put this video right after the previous one because the previous one didn't have sound, so I uh, make this video for to make up the previous video that I messed up, or my phone or my app messed up. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. The next episode we will go to the boatman and go to Belomorsk. And yeah, that's about it, and I will see you in the next episode. If you like the series, hit the subscribe button, like, and I don't know, comment something down below. We're so close to 10 subscribers. I don't know, maybe by the time this video up, I already have 10 subscribers. I don't know. But if I do have 10 subscribers, I will make video about that to thank every one of you. Also to thank every one of you who are subscribed after I have 10 subscribers. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. I will see you in the next episode, and goodbye.